Small sports cars are among our favorite cars. You can exploit every last horsepower and they have humane running costs, but unfortunately there are few left to produce them.
Hyundai, however, has given hot hatch enthusiasts a gift with the i20N, and it is so well made that it could undermine even the current queen, the Fiesta ST.
What I've always liked about small sporty compacts is that they are exploitable. For example, this one has 5 doors like the regular Hyundai i20. A nice trunk, and it's quite comfortable. It's a little stiffer. The steering is a little more load-bearing, but all in all, it's an exploitable car.
What I like about the small sports cars instead is that they are light and they don't need as much power to shine, so you don't pay the super tax, because here we have 200 horsepower and we have the car that weighs less than 1,200 pounds, which today is not little. I think it's 1,290. It's 70 and less than the Fiesta ST, which is now the only real rival left.
True, though, it has 3 doors, so it's a little less exploitable if you want. However, what you say is right. Less horsepower, less stamp duty, but also a lower list price. We're under 30,000 euros, and low cost in terms of fuel consumption as well. Exactly. If you leave it in eco as we are right now, the car is very elastic. Right now I'm at 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers. I've also done a lot of suburban, but still it doesn't consume much. But if instead I press this little N button, which I like very much, because then we'll show you the car is very, very nice to set. It feels a little bit like playing a simulator with the PlayStation. You set it up the way you want, and you can even start having fun.
Yes, because take away the practicality, take away the fact that it is a well-built car. The i20 is mostly fun. Listen to that sound. The 4-cylinder 1006 turbo really has a realistic voice, and besides, this is a car that in the URC World Championship showed how good the Koreans are at building sports cars, especially the Hondas that makes use of the men from the former BMW M Sport division. It really is a properly tuned car.
I was saying, we have a mechanical self-locking differential that pulls you out of the corners. In this case, when the asphalt is dry and you test down in the middle of the corner, the differential throws you to the inside of the corner, so there's an outstanding running speed. The other very nice aspect is its lightness, and you feel that there is little inertia when you throw it into the corner.
Yes, then there's this rear following, but you really feel it even when you're downshifting, that the rear follows, not just on release or when you provoke it, and it's a great thing because it allows you so much travel.
I also like the braking so much, and it's not taken for granted on the hatchback, because so many times you save a little bit on the brakes. Instead, the braking is well modulated. It seems that the engineers coming from the M division, they didn't leave anything to chance.
No, in fact, this car, as you were saying, first of all, it's largely customizable, because the N button, it's true, it disables the SP, it manages to make everything more taut, but you can also customize it. You can customize the differential intervention, because it's a locking car, but with electronic intervention also, since it's made by 2 clutches. You can adjust the exhaust level, the steering weight, the engine response. It's very interesting. It's a bit of a toy for nerdy driving enthusiasts.
There's also the rev match that doubles you downshift, and you can choose 3 intensities, as well as obviously being able to turn it off.
It's only available with a manual transmission, as opposed to the i30N, which is now also available with a dual clutch. But I have to say that we prefer a manual on these cars, because otherwise you have too little to do. It's not so much power that you have to keep your hands attached to the steering wheel all the time and use the paddles.
I absolutely agree. The good thing is that you enjoy it at medium-high speeds, because we can't say medium. It actually doesn't go slow. Now I'll let you try it and tell me what you think.
You can feel right away that it's stiff, and it has really connected steering, probably one of the best I've seen on a compact sports car, no question. You can adjust the level of intensity, and rightly so. In sport it also gets a little overloaded.
I like it a little lighter. pointless, in my opinion, to load it too much when the feel in the end is the same and is always good. Also, the Fiesta has very good steering, very good cornering input. However, this one feels even sportier to me, especially than the last Fiesta ST, which got a little bit...
Yes, it feels more professional, and I also really like the amount of options you have on this car. You can even choose to set the shift warning, the RPM you want, or the launch control start speed. But most importantly, you can choose the serious settings of the SP intervention. But look at the way the rear starts.
Damped. You can feel the inside wheel of the rear corner lifting. So much grip in front and so much the car is also stiff. We have Pirelli PZs on.
I hope they bite excellently. Feel the enthusiasm that this four-cylinder shows. I must say that the regation is rather flat. It doesn't have a particular peak, however.
It is very effective. There is a little bit of turbo lag, let's say, if I want to find a small fault with this engine. Yes, it doesn't have a great elongation. It is a turbocharged engine that pushes smoothly from 2,000 revolutions. The maximum torque is constant from 1,750 to 4,500. Well, of course, we miss the old aspirants here, however, not in terms of performance, because pulling is a pleasure.
Then it also has a very good manual transmission, which is always a pleasure when you drive a sports car. It doesn't stall, the travel is quite short, and it also gives a nice mechanical feel. But steering and brakes are really first class, and then also the chassis. You have an insertion that is crazy, but then a rear end that slides, that helps. I can't find a real fault with this car.
That's it. Under 30,000, in my opinion, there's nothing as fun, but not even close. The Fiesta costs 31,005, but it's not as much fun. And this rear really lets you play around a lot. So we love rear wheel drive and oversteer. However, if we take this car here, a Mazda MX-5, well, in the subtitle as performance, there is no comparison. Then here the rear, you can get it going by letting off the gas in corner entry.
It all happens in a very natural way, not scary. However, it makes you realize how much Hyundai cares about making a car really for driving enthusiasts, a car as racing derived as possible. It's not a marketing operation where you touch it and it just makes more noise in it. This is a car made properly for driving properly.
In fact, if you try a regular Hyundai i20, it doesn't fit. Nothing. It's not a more powerful i20 with tires, more performance. It's a different car. At the time in history when we are trying so many electric, hybrid, full, plug-in, mild, it still makes me happy to try a car like the Hyundai.
It's really a mouthful to open again, and it is a car that all in all you can use every day, because yes, it is quite rigid. However, it is cozy, well made. It is true there are a lot of hard plastics, very grey wanting if you can find a flaw. However, these light blue details that recall the light blue of motorsport, this infotainment system done well, the digital instrumentation and all the amenities such as the heated seats help to greatly improve the daily livability of this car.
That's right. If we add that the price is under 30,000 euros, you don't pass well away from the super tax and the fuel consumption is not excessive. We are talking 12 to 16 kilometers to a liter average. Well, it's really a great buy.
Probably at this moment in history, the Hyundai i20 is the best sports car in its segment.